everyone, it's Amber Love, and today I am talking about two different collections, but by the same creators. I'm going to be talking about Afrodisiac and Street Angel. You might be wondering why. Well, it's because Afrodisiac was just launched by AdHouse Books a few weeks ago, and it got its origins in Street Angel. So it's going to be hard to describe these books without using the term blaxploitation or referencing Shaft, but I'm going to try. So Afrodisiac is this cool, slick, black character, and he's just absolutely irresistible. He's got the giant fro, hence Afrodisiac. If you can take the time to look up the trailer on YouTube, I recommend you doing that. He was a janitor, he was bitten, and of course developed superpowers. Now, not only did he get this mastery of Kung Fu, but he also developed the ability to be absolutely irresistible to women, whether earthly or not. The comic book itself, the graphic novel, has a real nostalgic quality to it. It looks like pages from a 1970s comic book. They're all faux aged, and some of them are even mock-ups of what a page layout would look like with editor's notes and things on it. So it's just an intriguing piece of art from the moment you open the cover. And even on the back cover, here I'll show, I'm not sure if you can see this, but see how there's a little bit of a shine there? That's just this really cool effect. It's actually a female body over the actual picture. So design-wise, it's a really stellar artistic achievement no matter what. But then you get into the story, and it's just a fast-paced bit of entertainment, because some of the stories aren't actually stories. You get the idea of what the next Afrodisiac issue would be because it's a cover page, and there'll be several pages that are like that are just covers. And then some are just tear sheets of what, looked like it was ripped out of the newspaper. But then there are actual stories that are a few pages long. My favorite was She Came from Venus, where this beautiful, alluring, blue-skinned princess comes to Earth to try and seduce the entire population in order to take over. And she starts off by doing this with President Nixon. But she meets Afrodisiac, and somehow he is immune to her charms. But instead, she ends up, of course, succumbing to his abilities to woo all the women. She ends up joining his all-female ranks, by the way. So many women around him that he refers to them by number instead of by name. Only one of them, I believe, is referenced by name. And then we get into the Street Angel part of it, and it just is very eye-catching right off the bat because of this bubblegum pink cover. Street Angel is this homeless teenage girl who fights crime in her poor neighborhood. So it turns out that her neighborhood is the same as Afrodisiac's neighborhood, and that's how these two completely different looking books intertwine. So the book does have a little bit of just reality that hits you sometimes. It takes you out of the fictitious fun of a comic book because she is homeless, and so there are times when that is touched upon and it brings the tone down. And the fact that it's black and white just makes it a more serious texture overall to it. So when she's on the streets and she's in this gunfight, she encounters Afrodisiac, and she doesn't believe that he is a superhero of any kind because at this point he is aged and he's past his prime. So he tells his whole narration in this flashback about who Afrodisiac is, and that actually came out first. So it doesn't matter which order you read the books in, because his story in Street Angel is told more like a flashback anyway. So Street Angel itself, as I said, is black and white. It just feels more serious overall, but it does vary in story from goofy, ridiculous supervillains that want to take over the world to her trying to help Jesus defeat some Satanists, but also lots and lots of ninjas. So if you like to get your ninja on, Street Angel is the book for you. I also recommend it as the sort of book that you would want to give your girlfriend if you're trying to lure her into comics and she's not into the superhero thing. Normally, when I get asked that, I would recommend something like Love and Capes, but there are plenty of girls that just aren't digging the whole superhero tights thing, and that's perfectly fine and understandable. So for mainstream stuff, I would say Sandman. But if you're looking for something that's going to be quick and enjoyable and absolutely beautiful to look at, then I would say get your hands on Street Angel. Street Angel actually came out from Slave Labor Graphics instead of AdHouse, but you should be able to easily find both of them. So thanks for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe before you log out. Don't forget you can follow me at twitter.com/ElizabethAmber and leave your feedback below.